Hey everybody, welcome back to This Week in Startups live from CES. I'm here with my good friend, gadget guy Dave Mathews, GGDM on Twitter, brilliant inventor, thinker, and 20-year CES vet. We're going through all these different companies, and we found this little company. I guess you guys emailed us at some point. It's called S7.io.
That's correct.
And you have two products here that you make. I thought it would be an interesting idea to have you here because what you work on is the Raspberry Pi. Explain to the audience what the Raspberry Pi is, because most people don't know what that is.
Right. So Raspberry Pi came out a few years ago, and most people know it because it's a $35 computer, which is very small.
And I'm holding it inside of this box.
That's correct.
It's that little circuit board.
That's right. But the most brilliant thing about the Raspberry Pi is not that, which is amazing.
A $35 computer is amazing. It's an open source project, right?
Right. But what it also did, it brought programmable computers back. So back in the 80s, you power up a computer and it gives you a blinking cursor.
Right.
It tells you, program me. And that went away.
Right.
And so now that came back. So the biggest impact is not the 35
What's
bucks.
the operating system on Raspberry Pi?
That's Linux.
It's Linux.
It's Linux.
It's got
it's
Linux
Raspberry.
built into it.
Yeah, you put a little micro SD card, and it functions like a full-on computer. You plug it into a monitor or into a TV. That's
right.
what it does. But the most important thing is it brought people back to programming these things first.
Right. Now, the Raspberry Pi movement's been going on for how long now, Dave?
7 years now.
7 years,
and
yes.
They have Pi
Who
Zero.
started?
It came out of a group in London. It was educational
in
based
Cambridge.
Group. Cambridge.
Out of Cambridge Computer Science Department. Do you know why they did it? Because the number of students enrolling into their computer science program kept dropping, and they kept wondering, why is that happening?
Cost
it should
of
be
computers?
going up. Because programmable computers stopped. And people were not programming anymore. So their initial goal was to bring the programmable computer back, and they just did it so brilliantly.
What's the largest deployment of these commercially? What is the best use case for a Raspberry Pi today?
Well, first of all, the biggest use case is by far the education. They give it to 5-year-olds in schools, and that's their first computer, so that's how far it has gotten.
Yeah, you hook a USB keyboard up to it, you hook an HDMI monitor up to it. The latest ones that just shipped recently have a Bluetooth low energy and Wi-Fi.
That's right, and Wi-Fi.
So we took the new air code, and some of our customers are using this. It's a very innovative solution. If you have a gate at your storage facility, we look at the Bluetooth of the vehicle, and when the vehicle pulls up, we automatically open the gate for you. That's an example of what we're doing with IoT and the Raspberry Pi.
That's exactly right. And so what's happening now is people do prototypes. People can prototype just about anything. So once they've done it, what do they do next? How do you turn it into something that you can actually deploy, that you can use? That's very hard. You need enclosures, you need communications.
And that's what you guys are making, this really rugged enclosure.
Plus, we have a 4G cell phone modem coming out for this very same platform.
So this case that you make, the Rubicon, it's a weatherproof case for the Raspberry Pi, so people can put it anywhere.
Also Arduino and BeagleBone.
Is it waterproof or just weatherproof?
It is waterproof.
So you put it underwater?
Depending on how deep you want to go. But,
I got it.
But it's pretty much waterproof.
Talk about thermal heat dissipation, because the ARM CPU,
it's a big deal. Yeah.
Because this ARM chip doesn't have a heat sink on it, and you think about the fans of your MacBook firing up all the time.
There is a very good reason why this is solid aluminum. This is solid. So we have a heatsink solution. You mount your Pi this way, and there's a tiny little heat pipe. We have tested it out in California, summer sun, with a quad-core Pi, with the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, full power. These are the kinds of issues that people run into. Is this a UV-resistant plastic? Minor details, but they either make it or break it. So our whole point is that we help people to get things out there. This is our entire purpose in life.
And now you're adding a 4G LTE connection to it and solar to power it.
Exactly.
And I guess a battery.
Yes, the battery charger is, you can pick the size of the battery, and there will be a few choices.
Right, so you'd be able to put, this case could have a battery attached to it, LTE attached to it. So then you could take a Raspberry Pi with the S7.io casing and put it on a tree somewhere in the middle of a forest. If it gets a little bit of sun, it charges the battery, and you could have a computer on a tree thousands of miles from any human.
Indeed.
For probably, your cases cost what, $100 to that, $200?
The case is less than that. So for under $200, you can take your prototype and pretty much put it anywhere you want.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you about one of the world's greatest products. You know it, it's WordPress. 27% of the world's websites run on, you guessed it, WordPress.com. And I have been friends with the founder, Matt Mullenweg, for a long time. I met him when he was a teenager, just starting to make this amazing content management system, blog software. Incredible product. I use it for Calacanis.com, and I have done so since the inception of Calacanis.com. And we use it for This Week in Startups, this very program. Why should you use WordPress? Well, 350 easy-to-use themes for any type of business, portfolio, or blog. And they feature 24-hour support, and you can use them to make your small business website. Not just Calacanis.com, not just this podcast, but also your small business website. And new this year, create and publish your own VR content, that's virtual reality, using a WordPress.com site, starting with 360-degree photos or 360-degree videos. This is all the rage. If you start playing with these cameras, you start putting up these 360-degree video views, you're going to get more traffic, and you can do it on WordPress.com. You can view your regular photos easily and your panoramas in VR. Matt Mullenweg has been on the program a bunch of times. He's an amazing founder, and so many developers are building interesting products and plugins and extensions to WordPress that you'll never ever be left hanging with it not having a feature. And in fact, you can find usually multiple different vendors creating plugins for WordPress. It's all kinds of delightful stuff. It is an amazing product, and WordPress is offering 27% off your premium or business plan. 27% of the sites on the internet are running it, and you'll get 7% off. Visit WordPress.com/twist. WordPress.com/twist. And create your small business website today. Welcome to the program WordPress. Thanks so much for supporting independent media like This Week in Startups. And when you go to thisweekinstartups.com, know that it is an amazing WordPress site. Okay, let's get back to this awesome episode.